Have you ever had COVID? I haven't gotten it yet, but a lot of people do get it, and they keep getting it over and over and over again. And something I read is kind of scary, man. It's a little bit worrisome. In this article, it says that every time you get COVID, because of the way it works, like you know what? And I've been reading a lot about COVID, and the lab theory seems to be more likely than the one that they just got it from a wild animal that was being sold in a wet market. But lab escape might be the thing. Either way, don't mess with animals, and we don't get this from happening. It's still caused by bats that they were messing with, but SARS-CoV-2, it's still relatively new, and researchers are actively investigating the toll of reinfection on the body. This is terrifying. Speaking of apocalypse, turns out it's far more nefarious than these other contagious bugs, and our immune response to it often longer and longer lasting. COVID has a better ability to camouflage itself in our body, and it has the keys to the kingdom in the sense that it can unlock any cell and get in. Well, I think, can any virus do that? Okay. Anyway, the body's reaction to COVID can turn into a cytokine storm, which is characterized by an excessive release of inflammatory proteins that can wreak havoc on multiple organ systems. Okay, so they're saying that like even a mild case of COVID can still throw your immune system all crazy. Here's what's scary to me. They're saying that even though you do develop some immunity like you do with other viruses, that because even if it's mild, it can still give you long COVID, which gives you tremendous fatigue and COVID brain fog. It turns you into a tired zombie. And holy shit, man, I've never gotten COVID, so I don't want to get it, man. I just read that almost no one's getting the new vaccine, that the new vaccine's supposed to be pretty rad. It's the newest, coolest free vaccine you'll ever get. But man, no one's getting it. It's a free vaccine no one's going for because, they've politicized the whole idea of a vaccine. But do you want to have long COVID? I've never tested positive either, but I think I've gotten it, says Johnny Vegan Seed. Never had COVID or the vaccine, Martin Kevin. Man, scares the hell out of me. I mean, are you worried? Am I the only one? I don't want to stir up, I don't know. But any encounter with COVID can also cause your immune system to go awry or develop some form of dysfunction. Immune imprinting can happen where, upon a second or third or fourth exposure to the virus, your immune cells launch the same response as they did for the initial infection, in turn blocking or limiting the development of new antibodies necessary to fight off the current variant that's stirring up trouble. So when you get hit an additional time, your immune system may not behave classically and could struggle with mounting a good defense. God damn it. Is there ever any good news with this? Pair that dip in immune deficiency with the fact that your antibody levels also wane with time post-infection, and it's easy to see how another hit can rock your body in a new way, but not in a good way. Not like rock that body, rock that body. It's not that type of rocking your body. An associate professor in Emory, Atlanta said that indeed more time passes after any given COVID infection, the less competitive advantage you'll have. Oh, geez, Louise Bartleby. What am I supposed to do now? Getting a COVID again and again is especially risky if it previously made you very ill. Shit. Being over the age of 65, having a chronic illness or other medical condition, lacking access to healthcare have all been shown to spike your risk. Yeah, I mean, this is why so many people died in the food and beverage industry. It's because a lot of them don't have access to healthcare, so they just died. Even if you had only mild cases, each reinfection strains your body, upping your chances of developing long COVID. So this is the scariest thing right here. This scares the crap out of me because let's say like I never tested positive, but let's say I've had it because that might be the thing. I might have been asymptomatic, but I could have gotten it and I'm just getting super mild cases. Maybe like it's so mild I barely notice, but I could get the brain fog. I could get, let's see, have heart or lung problems, experience, among other possibilities, GI, neurological, mental health, and musculoskeletal symptoms. Cumulative effects. multiple hits accrue and then leave the body more vulnerable to all the potential long-term health effects of COVID. Like, damn it. Bartleby, what are you gonna do when bird flu gets to you? Like, let's say you've had COVID a bunch of times and now your immune system is like on the fritz, and then bird flu comes out because it's out. It's in all the milk, it's in all the eggs. You're gonna get it eventually. So what then? Does that mean that because you've had COVID, you're gonna be more susceptible to bird flu? Is that what I'm hearing? Am I crazy? Is no one else worried? At this stage of the pandemic's progression, it's not realistic to suggest that you can avoid any exposure to the virus, given the societal protections against its spread have been rolled back. But what you should do is take more common sense precautions. Take more common sense. It's a good idea to wear a mask. God damn it. Wear a mask and wash your hands is basically the end of it. So there you go, Bartleby. Don't forget to wear a mask and wash your hands, Bartleby. That's it. It's always the same. Every 100 years, we're going to get hit by this. Now they're saying it's going to happen more often. So don't forget to wash your hands. Wash your goddamn hands, Bartleby. And wear a mask. Am I going to wear a mask? Should I buy a mask? Should we all be stocking up on masks? I don't want to wear a mask. I hate wearing a mask. I used to wear them all the time, and I can't imagine going back to wearing it all the time, like all day, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, wearing that mask. I used to wear it 12 hours a day. In the beginning, I wore goggles too because I didn't want people spitting in my eye. I felt that was more of a danger than my mask. Oh, Bartleby, no humanity.